Baruch Hashem. Today is day number 229 of our daily study of Rambam Sefer HaMitzvos. And in the 3 chapters a day of Mishnah Torah, we are concluding Hilchos Tumas Eichlin Mashkin, the laws of impurity of food and drink, with chapter 16, the final chapter of that section. And we're starting Hilchos Kalim, vessels. Okay, so we have one mitzvah today, which is the same mitzvah we've been studying, and that corresponds to the laws of ritual impurity of food and drink. And that is, again, you should be used to it. We've been doing it for a while. Positive Commandment 98, which is the laws of ritual impurity of food and drink. And as I mentioned yesterday, I'm going to share with you today another mystical insight. Okay, so as we were explaining, the counterintuitive concept of susceptibility to ritual impurity is that when something becomes holy, it then runs the risk of contracting impurity, because the forces of impurity are parasitic. They're only interested in that which they can feed upon, which has life force, and the only true life force is holiness. So we've explained that for the past few days. So we explained that there are different ways that we run the risk, so to speak, of contracting impurity. And it's not because we're doing wrong things, it's because we're doing actually good things, lofty things, spiritual things, and then impurity wants to come in. And we explained the conditions that cause that susceptibility to occur. But now I'm going to share with you the way that we can protect ourselves from that we can have our cake and eat it too, so to speak. We can be involved in holy things and remain immune to impurity. How do you do that? Okay, I'll explain. But again, we're going to go from the legalistic to the mystical, because the mystical is actually the basis for the legalistic. They're the same truth, just on 2 different planes. So I'll share with you first the legal concept. The legal concept is, and we've mentioned this before, food that is still growing, like it's still attached to the ground, can't contract impurity. Like if you harvest a wheat stalk and then it becomes wet, then it can contract impurity. But if it's still growing in the ground, even though like the rain is falling on it and everything, it doesn't contract impurity. We mentioned that several days ago. Okay, so what does this symbolize in spiritual terms? It's the idea that as long as we're connected to the source, we can't become impure. And the source, in this case, means our own holy, godly core. In Kabbalah, it's called the Yechida. Yechida means oneness. It's that essence of the soul that's at one with God at all times, no matter what. And because it's at one with God at all times, it is impervious to defilement. It is incorruptible. It can never become impure. So that's what we have to do, is to remain attached to that core essence, that Yechida, and then we can even be involved in holy things. And although the forces of impurity may be licking their lips, so to speak, looking on and wishing they could get a piece of that action, we're immune to it. Another mystical insight. Okay, we are going to go back to like regular non-mystical stuff tomorrow, God willing. But I just want to tell you that the past few days, what I've been sharing with you, it's all from one talk from the Lubavitcher Rebbe from volume 27 of Likutei Sichos. And you can look at the original text over there. Okay, it's been fun. We'll see you for more, God willing, tomorrow.